Have you ever been in a situation where you're surrounded by your fellow authors, probably in some virtual online setting, and there's that one person in the chat who swears their book would sell like wildfire if people would just give it a chance? But when pressed, they don't seem to be doing anything to actually get their book in front of potential readers. They just feel entitled to those readers and are shocked and devastated that all the random humans on earth don't just miraculously know about their book. If that's you, I'm really sorry for calling you out, but that's not how publishing works. It's not how literally anything works. So, to soften the blow a little bit, I'm going to give that author the benefit of the doubt and concede that, sure, if readers spent 20 minutes with them and their writing, maybe they would fall in love with their voice, story, and probably very relatable personal backstory. But how to get that 20 minutes of FaceTime is the real question. So that's where virtual events come in, not the writing craft and business webinars where you sharpen your quill skills and socialize with your peers, but the ones where you stand up in front of readers and talk to them. The type of event where you actually have the chance to woo an audience into falling for your writing and then buying and reading your book. Reading is having a moment, and it's a very social moment. Readers are no longer hiding their obsession like a guilty pleasure. They're embracing the status of bookworm, book dragon, book beaver, and they're telling everyone. Some of the hottest trends in social media revolve around books, so much so that each platform has coined its own not so clever identifier. Bookstagram, Booktube, BookTok. The great thing for authors is that you don't have to be the one creating a zillion posts to go viral. If you do one event and seduce your audience that one time, all the bookish readers will go out and do the posting for you after that. So if you can rally up the energy to commit to one day, it can take you places you've always dreamed about. Let's talk about it. Starting with why readers are more likely to follow and buy from authors that they've seen live. Think about the last author event you went to, even virtually. Did you buy the book before the event or after you heard the author read, laugh, maybe admit to how many times they rewrote chapter 3? Honestly, there are plenty of people who do both. Personally, if I know I'm going to see an author live, I'm pretty likely to just buy the book without question. Whether or not I read it will depend a lot more on my experience with that author, though. Because the truth is, readers don't just buy books, except for the few out there who are really just buying it and they're in for the aesthetic. But readers buy your story. Your job as an author is to sell them a ticket into your story world and, for the best results, into your personality as well. It's kind of like going to a concert. You can listen to the album on Spotify for free as much as you want, but once you've been in the stadium screaming along to every single song at the top of your lungs, paying for a $40 t-shirt that costs $2 to make is the only acceptable conclusion to that event. Virtual author events are pretty much the same thing, except for you leave with less whiplash, more voice, and a $20 book instead of a t-shirt. For readers, seeing you, a real live author, even if it's through a screen, it's like meeting a celebrity. Even if they've never heard of you before the event, they're exponentially more likely to follow your every move after the event. It does help if you're fun and engaging. So let's talk about ways to own the spotlight, even if you're mortified by the idea of being on video, and get the audience to fall into a healthy obsession with your work. In a world where readers can pick from literally millions of books, what makes you stand out? The only possible answer to that question is you. Think about your favorite authors. Half the reason you love them isn't just the story on the page, it's the stories they tell off the page. Brandon Sanderson could read his grocery list and we'd show up. Sarah J. Maas sneezes and Book Talk loses its mind. The secret is that you don't have to be perfect, but you do have to be memorable. Sure, it'll help to have a ginormous backlist, but even Sanderson and Maas had to start somewhere. Virtual events basically add gasoline to the fire that is your author brand, but you have to have some sort of personality to blow things up. If you're wondering what readers would want to see from you, think about what you like to see from your favorite personalities. Who do you spend the most time watching on your favorite social media platforms? Why? How can you model that type of energy into your author space? Here are some ideas that I would personally love to see. Behind the scenes is gold. I live for a good deleted scene or narrowly avoided disaster or some sort of inspo tea on your sexiest or most shady characters. Real conversation, thoughts and chats that sound like you are human and not everything is scripted. You don't have to be polished all the time. If you're naturally witty, I'm going to fangirl for you for sure. But if you struggle in some of the same ways that I do, or someone I know does, I'm going to love that about you too. For a next level tip, plan some sort of inside joke or experience that only your attendees are going to get. Something that they can get on social media with and feel special. Like if you know kind of emoji or phrase or challenge. Don't be afraid to look silly. Embrace any opportunity. It's a virtual event. So, for example, tell viewers to capture the most ridiculous screenshot of you and caption it, then tag and share. Bonus points if they can connect that embarrassing photo to your book somehow. You're going to be bombarded with silly, embarrassing memes that get your name out there as an author who can take a joke just as well, and sometimes better, than they can write one. In fiction, we're always talking about show, don't tell. Virtual events are the chance to show readers who you are instead of just telling them to buy your book. I'm unapologetically proud of the analogy I'm about to make, so please hit that like button if you appreciate this. Okay, every great event works like a story. You've got your setup, your rising action, and your resolution. In writing terms, that's Act 1, 2, and 3. Yes, I'm about to structure your event marketing plan just like you would a novel. So, Act 1 is before the event. This is your foreshadowing. This is where you drop breadcrumbs. Tease the event like you'd foreshadow a twist in Chapter 5. You can post a countdown. You can run a choose the excerpt poll so readers can vote on what you'll read in this event. Or you can share some sort of behind the scenes prep moment. Do I need lighting? Are we embracing my cave goblin aesthetic today? The point is, you want to build tension, anticipation, curiosity. Readers need to want to turn the page, and that's getting to the event. So, Act 2 is during the event itself. This is your moment on stage. Here's my hot take: don't just read straight from your book. That would be the literary equivalent of a muddy middle. Attendees are invested and they want and expect you to show up and entertain them. Give them stories, give them personality, give them a reason to lean in closer to the screen and just one more chapter you. Talk about the line that almost got cut, or the character you low-key regret killing, or the Easter egg only superfans will ever notice. Readers aren't passive watchers. They have high expectations, so make them feel like insiders. When we get to Act 3, that's after the event. That's the resolution, the wrap up. You need to give readers their what's next moment. Invite them to buy the book, join your list, or claim a little bonus. Readers want a sequel. Don't leave them dangling with a cliffhanger, waiting for your next book to drop without a drop date. That's how you sell more books through virtual events. No sleazy sales pitch, no ad spend, just a story structure that you already know by heart. If you're going to brave the spotlight and show up live for readers, please don't waste your golden moment to capture their email with a boring slide that says, "Follow me on Amazon." Readers want to feel like insiders, not just spectators. That's where 5 fiction villains come in. They're creative, customizable templates, part Mad Libs, part marketing tool, and they let you build something fun and interactive in minutes. So when you host or participate in that live reading panel or Q&A session, you won't just say goodnight when it's over. You'll direct readers to the next step they're so excited to take. Imagine closing with, "Want the deleted scene that almost broke my editor's brain?" Or, "Take the quiz to find out if you'd survive 5 minutes in my world." That's way more memorable than a generic sales pitch, and it means readers walk away with your book, your magnet, and their name on your list potentially forever. The fill-ins are designed to take your creativity and package it up into a must-have reader resource. Better still, you generate the most persuasive sales copy for your opt-in landing page as you develop your concepts. The link's in the description. Go grab it. It's absolutely free. And with that, it's time to talk logistics. I'm sure this all sounds nice in theory, but you're probably wondering, how exactly you're supposed to pull off such a thing. So first off, you don't need a Hollywood studio setup or a voice slash face as recognizable as Stephen Fry's. What you do need is a computer with a webcam and a mic of some sort, an internet connection, and a plan. That's it. Here are 3 types of virtual events that pretty much any author can pull off. The first is the classic author reading and Q&A. This is the quintessential author event, and it works extremely well even if you've just barely launched your very first book. You get up there, read a short excerpt of your book. Somewhere around the 5 to 7 minute mark works well for these things. And then you take questions from your live attendees. It's very similar to an in-person author reading, but you only have to be dressed from the top and you get to sit in your favorite chair, and there's absolutely no commute. The second type of event is the behind the scenes bonus content type events. Readers really love feeling like insiders. So if you can host an event where you share deleted scenes, reveal your character inspo board, explain where the idea of your book came from, how you magic up this fantastical world, anything that gets your readers closer to you. This is a great type of event to host if you already have some fans and readers who already have some context about the story. However, it can also be a great way to just introduce yourself to a fresh audience with your first book, especially if you're going to spill some tea or showcase a big personality or feed into some sort of insider-only narrative for those who attend the event only. The third type of event is a panel or collab event. If you have a crew of author friends, you can get 2 or 3 or 5 of them together, preferably all within your genre, and host a roundtable. It's far less pressure on you to be the one and only star of the show, and it's more variety for your readers. Feels like a mini convention, but it's from the comfort of your couch or living room. You can theme it around tropes like enemies to lovers night, around genres, maybe it's your romantasy roundtable, or you can even do a season like cozy mysteries for fall. So now you have an idea on what to do, but how are you actually going to do it? Okay, so here's a basic step-by-step. First of all, you need to pick your platform. There's Zoom or StreamYard or Riverside. You can do a quick Google to find an option that feels good to you. Which platform you choose doesn't matter as much as getting to know that platform well. And in addition to a video platform, I also highly recommend you have an email marketing platform so that you can collect the email addresses from your attendees. I will never get tired of telling you to have an email list. Second thing you're going to need to do is set a date and promote it. Treat this like a book launch. Announce it, remind people, drop a countdown timer, make your posts fun and relatable. Even interactive would be wonderful. Say something like, come watch me nervously butcher my own dialogue live. That's a lot more endearing and clickable than, hey, can you come attend my author event, please? Have some fun, have some personality, be real. And then you got to show up for the event. That's number 3. If you're hosting it yourself and it's just going to be you or a single conversation with one of your author friends, a good length to aim for is 30 to 45 minutes. Long enough to connect, but short enough that nobody has to leave to get refreshments or take a pee break, that sort of thing. Structure it like a mini story. Your opening is some sort of agenda, a middle is your reading or chat or panel, and then have a satisfying ending, which is a clear call to action. The number 4 thing you need to do is always have a call to action. That might be grab the book here, join my email list there, grab the bonus scene, follow me on socials. Anyone who sticks around to the end of the event is going to want to take something with them. So have something for them to take with them. And that's it. The first one is probably going to feel clunky and cause a variety of anxious feelings, but it will be worth it. And then the second one will be better. And by the third one, you'll be wondering why you didn't start participating in virtual events like this sooner. And if that all sounds like way too much work still to organize your own, you can apply to participate in one of the Bookshelf's book tours. They're essentially a ready-made virtual event where you just show up and shine. We handle most of the heavy lifting. So I'm going to drop a link in the description box if you want to check those out and apply for the genre month that applies to what you write. I could talk about this all day, but I'm going to stop here so you can go plan your event. In the next video, we're going to talk about sustainable book promotion, the kind that's actually going to sell books consistently long-term, way after the launch day, but without the dreaded burnout or go broke factor. So until then, please remember, stories shape the world, so keep on writing.